forged out of stone, metal, and wood, and even digital, our cities and parks are full of stunning sculptures. They are fully majestic and represents our artistic natures, each telling a special story about our existence. Sculptures don't just entertain viewers, they come from the artist's need to express their inner desires as they experiment with different forms and materials. Welcome back to our channel. Rosie with you and Atsa from Couples Sunderlast.
As thought-provoking and beautiful as a painting can be, it is confined to the size of its canvas and liquid medium. Sculptures, however, are not. We have put together a collection of some of the great sculptures from all over the globe that demonstrate the creative capacity of the human mind.
Dramatic fairy sculpture, Dancing with Dandelion, UK. While fairies may be mythical creatures, a talented sculptor, Robin White, has managed to create stunning sculptures of the wing, being that practically look like they could come to life at any moment. These gorgeous dancing fairies are made entirely from stainless steel wire, which make seems as thought they are dancing in the wind. As if they weren't magical enough, wind buries a stone's heart on each of the fairies, sometimes engraved with messages.
The Apennine Colossus, Florence, Italy. This impressive half-man, half-mountain was created in 1579 by the Italian sculptor Giambologna. It stands at over 10 meters tall and is a personification of Apennine mountain range. The statue also conceals a special secret. There are rooms and caves built inside him. Multiple grottos with water-driven automata, a water organ, surprise jets that drenched visitors' finery when the fontaneri opened secret spigots, offered striking juxtapositions of art with imitation of rugged nature.
Salmans sculpture, Portland, Oregon, USA. Transcendence in an outdoor sculpture by Kit Gillum, located in Portland, Oregon, United States. It represents a fish flying through the brickwork above South Park Seafood at the northwestern corner of Southwestern Salmon Street and Southwest Park Avenue in downtown Portland. The sculpture measures 11 feet long and is made of hand-forged and welded bronze. Seattle Post-Intelligencer said of the sculpture and its relation to the city, "There is much in the way of art there, and one cannot get a bad coffee bear or glass of wine there. People are friendly and not above being whimsical. Perhaps this is why Kent Gillum's installation found a home in Portland."
The Knotted Gun, Turtle Bay, New York, USA. The Knotted Gun, or famously known as the non-violent sculpture, is a bronze sculpture made by Swedish artist Carl Fredrik Retosword. The sculpture is an oversized Colt Python, 357 Magnum revolver with a knotted barrel and muzzle pointing upwards. The sculpture after John Lennon was murdered in 1980, and since then the sculpture has become an icon for non-violence projects. The sculpture was donated by the government of Luxembourg to the United Nations in 1988. There are more than 30 copies of the sculpture around the world, 10 of which are in Sweden and 1 is in Beijing. The sculpture in United Nations is original one. There are also sculptures at the European Commission in Kirchberg, as well as in Berlin at the Federal Chancellery, in Lausanne at the Olympic Museum, and many other cities and countries.
Hippo Sculptures, Taipei, Taiwan. Hippo Square at Taipei Zoo was recently named to the list of the world's 25th most creative statues and sculptures by Birch Panda, a US-based visual art and design website. Comprising a pad of semi-submerged hippos at play, the square came in at number 15 out of more than 160 submissions from around the globe. The square is the brainchild of former zoo director Chin Pao Chang, who came up with a concept while looking for ways of complement the African animal area. After consulting with employees and designers, Chin green-lighted the square, and it went on to become one of the facility's signature non-living attractions.
Did you find our video interesting? Write your comments below if we are contributing an information.
Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to notify with our next video.
Popped Up, Budapest, Hungary. Artist Erwin Laurent Herve created an impressive sculpture called Popped Up that depicts a giant man crawling out of the earth. The polystyrene sculpture is located at the Cheney Square in Budapest, Hungary, and was one of the highlights for the Art Market Budapest 2014 International Contemporary Art Fair. Art Market Budapest is an annual exhibition and art fair that puts contemporary Central and Eastern European arts and artists the spotlight. Aside from art exhibitions, the fair features roundtable discussions, artist interviews, book launches, presentations, and other events.
Yorkshire Sculpture Park, UK. This exhibition featured an extraordinary body of new and recent work by renowned Spanish art Joan Plensa. Encouraging tactiles and sensory exploration, work included a 50-meter curtain of poetry made of suspended steel letters, large illuminated sculptures in the landscape, and engraved gongs, and visitors could strike it fill the gallery with sound. Jaume Plensa's sculpture gives a physical form to intangible, using the body as a way of exploring what it means to be human and engage with the universal themes of love, memory, language, and despair. Other works needs presence of human body to make them complete, such as Song of Songs. These glass cabins emerge in colored lights, are only large enough to one visitor to enter, and are spaces for solitary contemplation.
Ocean Atlas, Nassau, Bahamas. Installed earlier this month on western coastline of New Providence in Nassau, Bahamas. Ocean Atlas is the latest underwater sculpture by artist Jason DeKers Taylor. 7 figures are constructed with a sustainable pH-neutral material that encourages the growth of coral and other marine wildlife, effectively forming an artificial reef that draws tourists away from diving hotspots in overstressed areas. Towering 18 feet tall and weighing more than 60 tons, Ocean Atlas is the largest sculpture deployed underwater. The artwork depicts a local Bahamian girl carrying the weight of the ocean above her, reference to the ancient Greek myth of Atlas, the primordial titan who held up the celestial spheres. The piece was commissioned by Bahamas Reef Environmental Education Foundation as part of ongoing efforts to build underwater sculpture garden in honor of its founder, Sir Nicholas Nuttall.
The Singing Ringing Tree. Completed in 2006, the Singing Ringing Tree is a wind-powered sound sculpture resembling a tree set in the landscape of the Pennine Hill range overlooking Barnley in Lancashire, England. Designed by architect Mike Duncan and Anna Liu of Duncan Liu, the Singing Ringing Tree is a 3-meter tall construction comprising pipes of galvanized steel which harness the energy of the wind to produce a slightly discordant and penetrating choral sound covering a range of several octaves. Some of the pipes are primarily structural and visual elements, while others have been cut across their width, enabling the sound. The harmonic and singing qualities of these three were produced by tuning the pipes according to their length by adding holes to the underside of each. A second singing ringing tree was set on the outskirts of Austin, Texas in the United States in the rural area of small town called Manor.
Shoes on the Danube Bank. The Shoes on the Danube Bank is a memorial erected on 16 April 2005 in Budapest, Hungary. Conceived by film director Can Togay, he created it on the east bank of the Danube River with sculptor Gyulapur to honor the Jews who were massacred by the fascist Hungarian militia belonging to the Arrow Cross Party in Budapest during the Second World War. They were ordered to take off their shoes and were shot at the edge of the water, so their bodies fell into the river and were carried away. It represents their shoes left behind on the bank. If you like our pics, give a thumbs up and share with your friends.
For more information about travel and world's wonder, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye!